Hey, what's up, folks? What's going on? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, we go live right here on this YouTube channel with myself, other THD Pro Trader moderators, and special guests. We'll share with you golden nuggets and education and lessons that can help you become better traders and investors immediately. If you're ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you've come to the right place. Take a moment, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure you share this stream on your own social media. But why should you listen to anything that I discuss on here? Did not figure this stuff out on my own. I began my career working for a fund in New York City, my first job out of college. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the stock market crash, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Before they let me touch even $1 of their money, though, I first had to go through an intensive training program, had access to some of the top trading tools, and was part of a community of like-minded traders that helped ensure my success. And that is exactly what the THD platform is based on here now today. Folks, we got a great live streaming show up for you here today. We're going to start things off with a 15, 20-minute Q&A, allow for some time for people to log on to ask me some questions. Then we're going to be diving into some important lessons that can help you guys make money as early as tomorrow. We got a pullback day in the markets. One of our traders, partner in True Trading Group, you guys know him as Jason the Wolf of Wheat Street Spatter 4, absolutely murdered the SPY today. He's going to join me today to talk about the put option trades that he had. And then I'm going to be bringing on my boy, Mr. Birthday Man himself, the Duck Master. Mr. Matt Corey is going to help me talk all things AMC and Game Stop, as those stocks had massive days today. We got a lot to unpack, a lot to uncover, folks. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and begin that Q&A. Begin typing your questions in chat right now, and let's start that Q&A. All right, folks, don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, hey, Adam.
Hey, sorry, man. Late day. I don't want to leave you hanging because I know I did not explain the process of the live stream tonight. For those that don't know, I produce these magical edumercials every night, and yeah. So and today, a lot of stuff going on. So first thing I want to do is, Mike, what do you say we can bring? Let's see, Matt and Jason, which one of you have to bounce out of here sooner? Just type it in the private chat real quick. Oh, okay. So Matt's good for a little bit. Jason's got to leave right away. So let's bring on Jason. Let's go over a SPY trade first, then we'll bring on Matt. We'll talk about AMC and GME.
Cool. Let's do it.
All right. Jason.
Hey, everybody.
It's your friendly neighborhood wolf.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Marvel t-shirt. I feel like I need a shower. I was just sweating all day. So yeah, I guess let's get into it, right? You know, for everybody that isn't in True Trading Group, yesterday I went after the SPY with puts. April 14th expiration date, 442 strike. Okay, the entry on those was $6.02. So why go into the SPY? The market has been absolutely ripping. A couple reasons. One, I felt like the market was just way too like kind of happy with Powell's comments, and I know Mike has talked about that before. You know, like his statement was pretty hawkish, and then he says, "All right, yeah, we might raise 50 basis points," and the market just kind of shrugged. Apple's been completely ripping. You know, we've had essentially 6 green days in a row. It's like you pull up to the roulette wheel, and you know, red hits, or in this case, black hits 6 times in a row, and you know, at some point things have to cool down. On top of that, you have the yield curve getting ready to invert, which has always been it's been the canary in the coal mine in terms of, can we go into a recession? Okay. And so I'm watching bonds yesterday, and honestly, I didn't know if we were going to gap up tomorrow, which is why I went with so much time. Also, if you look at the options flow, there's a lot of puts, around that time period. So went after 602. We had a nice gap down. My first take profit was $7. And I went into this with a plan, with everybody. I said, look, I'm going to try and sell these, and I'm only going to reload them if I can, one, get like at least $1, or ideally I'd like to load up a better strike for less than what I sold these 442s. So I took some off at 7, then 715, and all the way to, I think it was 732 was the highest that I sold those at this portion of the day. Then what ends up happening? We end up the SPY moves back up. So then I jump into the 444 puts. Okay, and I pay 723, and I'm looking at that as like, okay, I just sold 732. I'm going to buy these at 723. I'm looking at them as $6 contracts, just with less risk. Those move up, sell them at 750, and came on the mic and started explaining, look, this is what I'm doing. Like, if you're just joining us, now I'm going to go after the 745s. I think I could get them cheaper than where I just sold these 744s. Sure enough, the SPY makes a move, and I hit the 745s at $7.49. Okay, now mind you, I'm still holding the 442s the whole time. I'm just, I've got more in the 442s puts, and I'm just, keeping exposure, but reducing my risk. So get in 749. The top that I sold that at was 880. And then I'm selling at this point. Now I'm selling the 442s aggressively. Okay. So I end up getting out of the the 442s, and and now I'm completely out. And so I say to everybody, I go, look, and there's about 30 minutes left in the day. I'm still going after the SPY, but I think I can get the 446s, under what my last take profit was from the 445s. Sure enough, I end up getting 856. And then we just get a quick move. It was crazy. So sell, I think it was 888, then 920. Okay. And then we pull back, and now I'm getting a second crack at it. So reload. And now we're sitting at last take profit was 945. And I know that's a quick explanation, but the main takeaway is not getting greedy in this market, but also trying to reduce your risk in the process. That way you can stay in the trade longer, because holding 446 puts overnight is a lot easier to stomach than holding 442s, So that was, my main trade of the day. Usually I'll trade like that on something much lower volatility. But SPY was like a yo-yo today. And we couldn't just break that 448.50 area. So, the levels were pretty clearly defined. And, Mike and I were also talking about Apple, and we were both like yelling at each other at the end of the day that I'm texting. I'm like, dude, are we going to buy Apple puts? Are we going to buy Apple puts? I'm like, if Apple cracks, the SPY is going to drop another $2. And, And sure enough, Apple ends up cracking, and it just takes the SPY with us. And one of the things, and I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but it feels like Apple has been used as a proxy to juice the market before the quarter ends. So all the fund managers are like, hey, look at these great gains I made when I bought the dip. So yeah, that was a good trade, and I'm still in it. And I'm sure a lot of members did pretty well on it today.
Yeah, and you'll notice that too. It's like with Apple, you saw like when Apple finally started to pull it back, the market, the SPY was weak all day. Apple was strong as all hell, just kind of doing its own thing, oblivious to the rest of the market being down today. One of the few tech stocks that were actually up in the green significantly. It was really, today was like an energy day. But then once Apple started pulling back, I mean, you really got definitive downside there. Congrats to the TG fam that capitalized. Congrats, TG fam. Yeah, if you guys made money with the wolf on the SPY today, sound off in chat right now. If you guys made money.
Yeah, I think people took that Apple trade also. I think a bunch of people ended up taking that Apple trade as well. They were a little bit braver than us. But I was just kind of zoned into the SPY. And I really like that trade. And, it's good to be in a position where you're hoping for a gap up. That way you can, get back in, possibly an even better strike. Who knows? So that's my trade.
Look at all these. Do you see some of these comments, Wolf? 2K, 5K, 67%.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting what was done. Like, I've never traded volatile. I think the whole time I've been in TTG, I've never done that to the SPY in a single day.
It's fun, isn't it?
I've never been able to move from a 442 strike to moving $4 essentially with the same money. I mean, that's all I did. I'm looking at those options as $6 contracts with just an absolute ton of insurance on them now. So yeah, congratulations, guys. I'm happy for all of you. All right.
Yeah. Nicely
with
done.
that,
before I let you go, what do you think about the SPY going forward here for the rest of the week? Do you think there's more downside here? Or you think we're going to get back up and push up against the 100-day moving average? Or you think we're going to
I think that people are going to be a little bit more cautious. It's kind of been like this distribution. If anything, the SPY and Apple and tech has given you an opportunity to risk off. There's still a lot of headwinds and risk in front of us, because if that yield curve inverts, everybody's going to be freaking out, so what can happen? The market has been kind of irrational. I think maybe it gets a little bit more grounded in reality, and maybe we just chop around. If maybe we get something positive with Ukraine and Russia, that's one thing. But if oil keeps ripping, that's going to really put pressure on that yield curve, for inflation. So, I don't think that we're out of the woods. If you bought the dip last week, I would definitely be taking some of that, take some risk off. Worst thing that happens is you took some profit.
Absolutely. People that were long from last week, I definitely think that the move that you saw yesterday, even the day before yesterday, when we opened up there on Monday, right at that 200 moving average, that whole area, once you get into the 445 up to 455, that 10-point window in the SPY, a lot of resistance up there. So I think that's a good area for people to be peeling profits off the table. So great stuff, Wolf.
Good job, guys. Hope to see you guys later.
Awesome. Good stuff. All right, folks.
All right. Now we're going to bring on Mr. Matt Kors himself. to talk about AMC and GameStop and what is happening today.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Oh, hey. It's
Oh, hey, man.
it's just doing its thing. It's just fucking some people up.
Today was a big day for the memes.
Yeah, I mean, 2 days back to back, the pressure is definitely increasing here. And what's just so crazy about it is all the metrics in the back end are getting like worse for the people betting against it. The short interest is increasing, the cost to borrow is increasing, the utilization for both AMC and GME has already been tapped out at 100%, which is definitely like raising some flags. But even like obviously now the days to cover is going down a little bit, but overall, for those of you who maybe don't know like the like acronyms I'm going through right there, it's just getting worse. Like there's more people piling into the bet against them, but yet the stock's going up. So it's becoming interesting. I mean, obviously we know both of these can keep moving. And the one I find particularly interesting right now, if I had to compare the two, is GME, because I think in the scenario we're seeing at this exact moment in time is AMC is a bit more of a sympathy play to what GME is doing. So it was reported that Ryan Cohen bought another 100,000 shares yesterday. So he's now from 9 million up to 9.1. So obviously being a chairman, like people just like that, like of putting your money where your mouth is. But on top of it, they just launched their beta NFT platform. And to me, this is kind of an interesting thing that's happened now. GameStop, if you go back over a year ago, it was a brick and mortar reseller of video games, which with current technology, if anyone's playing games, they're going to download it. You just download the game. Like there's no need to actually go get like the physical copy. So it was the trajectory of that type of business was not a positive one. But now with the craziness, they were able to do an at the market offering, which means they were able to raise money, which means they were able to do what they needed to try to improve the trajectory of the company. And now we're seeing that come to fruition. And so last week they had their earnings announcement. They missed on earnings per share. They beat on revenue. And that news was quickly forgotten about when they said that they were going to launch the NFT marketplace by June 30th. And then this week we actually got the beta version. And it's interesting. I mean, last year, NFTs, the sales volume, depending on the source you're looking at, it's somewhere between 20 and $25 billion. And now you're seeing the rise in esports, which has been growing year over year over year. And now you have a company that has that nostalgic value, that has an NFT platform. You're seeing a rise in play to earn games. In Southeast Asia, there's already people replacing their income with it. Argentina, Mike, you're going to laugh at this. I thought we were bad with a 7.9% inflation rate. Argentina currently has a 52.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm here. I'm like, well, what am I bitching about when they're like because of that? Now you're seeing Argentina, Brazil's just under 11. So Argentina and Brazil, you're seeing a spike in play to earn games there, and those are just like more of allegorical like examples of how I'm seeing esports exploding, NFTs exploding, and now there's that cross with play to earn games, which are NFT based games, and then you have this company that could be the market for it, the marketplace for it. So there is some fundamental developments there. And in terms of the metrics, we're seeing excitement. And then, of course, AMC and GME are attached at the hips. And the one thing I've learned with this is like, in terms of price prediction and insanity, like you might as well, like they're just so different. They're so wild that you just enjoy the roller coaster. I think one thing I want to articulate to everyone that's listening, if you happen to be in either of these, I beg of you, do not trust any price target anyone is telling you. Some are way too high, comically high. Some are comically low. Use the skill set you already have. Ride the trend. As long as the trend is intact and for you, ride it out. It's honestly like just do that. If you're seeing numbers on Reddit, on Twitter, hearing them on YouTube, if you're checking them out on MySpace, it doesn't matter. It's your trade. If you have a particular goal, hey, stick to it. But I'm just telling you, stick to whatever your trading plan is. Where are we? Hang on. Are we going to post a question, Adam? Or I guess, Mike, if you even have any questions on this. I mean, right down, if for those of you who want a technical breakdown, 140 was a nice technical level. If we can hold that, 150, it became important today, but I actually care about the breakout of 160. That's the level I'm really looking at in terms of GME.
Yeah, 160. What that 160 level is huge.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a big 150 is kind of important, but 160 is going to be the one that like this could become a whole thing again if we clear that and hold it.
Let's see, Matt. What are your thoughts on Mike's evaluation of AMC not going anywhere? What do you tell him? He's asking her friend Elizabeth. First of all, I never said AMC wasn't going anywhere. I said it wasn't going to be the mother of all short squeezes that people have been talking about, and like Matt says when he's like, when people give these wild and crazy price targets, I don't, and I still don't believe that that is going to happen, and that's my opinion, but. That's what makes markets, right? Somebody has to think something's going down. Somebody has to think something's going up. I never said AMC wasn't going anywhere. So let's just be very clear about that. I've traded AMC many, many times.
Yeah. I mean, I think with this, like one of the biggest things is a lot of this is just wildly unpredictable. Like as we go higher and higher, obviously it's just mathematically accurate to say that both of them are becoming farther away from their true fundamental value. This is a bet in terms of a cultural wildfire. Like it's really a bet on, I guess, group psychology rather than the improvement in the short term of a stock, which is weird because like now you're actually getting disconnected from the normal way that people engage in the market. So it's interesting. And then we see that they're moving somewhat in lockstep. I believe yesterday GME outperformed AMC and today AMC outperformed GME. But overall in the past 2 days, both of them have had a solid move. I like that AMC closed above 20. That was a key level. And I'm curious where you think the big breakout is on this one for AMC. I have it marked like right around 24 is the one I'm watching for.
Yeah. So there's like with AMC in my opinion is the resistance level for like a really good breakout. It's not necessarily like this like one level. It's really a zone on AMC from what I see, and I'll draw it like just kind of on my screen for you guys. And this is kind of the zone of resistance that I see on AMC, and we kind of push right into it. And it's this like 20, because like this $20 level. Like 20, it's more like 20, 50, 21, call it 21. That's a level that Matt was talking about there just before. Like, so look like 21, right? So there's your $21 level, which is all this previous resistance back here from February. And then you'll see it was a level of support back there when you go back to December and January, and then it became resistance. So we pushed through that level today, but then we're not really able to close up cleanly above it. You see how we kind of put this tail into this zone, and I have this zone of resistance up here because then you have, this is a more minor level of resistance from early January, but then you have this 100-day moving average just coming down from above. So that's why like this area gives you this zone of resistance. And I think if you can clear 24.50 to 25, I would say like, okay, we're really through that zone now. And then I would say AMC probably makes a move back to 30, maybe 32. And that would be the next level of resistance that I would really expect, because I don't really think once you get to 25, I really don't see any technical resistance until you get to 30. So you should have like a 5-point runway there if you can really clear that 100-day moving average. And that's kind of my thoughts there with AMC from a technical standpoint. And then GameStop, it's really, it's going to be that 160 level, which was all of that resistance from December and January. And then you have the 200-day moving average that started to curl its way down, currently sits up there around 166. So, give it another couple of days and that 200-day will be sitting on 160. So you'll have a lot of contention there. You'll have the 160 technical structural resistance from December, January. You'll have the 200-day moving average. And this 130 level was a big breakout today for GameStop. So what you would want to see ideally for those that are long is for the stock to stay above that 130 area, that 129. Like that's really where you want to see the stock stay above. And I'd rather see this thing consolidate for 2 or 3 days, like put in a little bit of a flag. This stock went from $80 to 150 in 4 days. Now, I know it's GameStop. GameStop tends to make some crazy moves, but the further a stock goes without a consolidation, And I know this sounds a little silly, but the further that it goes without consolidation, the more likely you have of a severe pullback, because stocks don't just go up in straight lines. So you'd rather see the stock make a big, strong move like it did these last couple of days and then consolidate for like 2, 3, 4 days and build a bit of a bull flag, stay above 129, and then make your next push. Think of consolidation when stocks go through consolidation periods. Think of them as like a resting period, or like you're recharging your battery. Okay. And that's what I would like to see for those that are long. If you think that GameStop can make that push to 160, I'd rather see it consolidate around 130 for a couple of days before trying to break through that level.
Yeah, going off of that, and I think this is important. And one question I got a lot was like, okay, Matt, like we know you have stock in both of these, so that's easy because time's not working against me. But there was confusion on why I didn't reload up on AMC and GME options right now. And it's exactly because of that. Like, it's just, if I wasn't already in it before this rip, I'm late to the party. So I'm waiting for the break in the party to have a reasonable opportunity to get in. I don't want to be the one who's chasing. Like, in real life, it might be cool to be late to the party, but it is the opposite in the stock market. And then that leads me to another point here is, if you are new to the world of trading, and I should specifically say options trading, I really do not think AMC and GME is the time to get your toes wet. If you want it with like a paper account, like have at it. But there's just, you have to have a good understanding of not only just like the price moving in your favor, but the time until expiration and massively the volatility. And if you're not already understanding how those three interplay with each other, those three important aspects to how an option is priced, I really don't think AMC or GME is the one for you to get going with it. If you want a paper account, great. And to some of you who are like, hang on, okay, like I don't care what you're saying, don't tell me what to do with my money, I'm going to bet a little bit just to see how this casino plays out. If you end up doing that, I'm telling you, whatever time you think you need for expiration, you might as well just double it. You are like, my biggest fear is that so many retail and apes got excited in the past 2 days and YOLO'd some out of the money thing for this Friday. And there's a good chance, like Mike said, we're going to see consolidation before another big leg. Is that 100% going to play out? No. And might we be wrong and it's going to rip again tomorrow and you make a lot of money? That's totally possible, but you're playing against the odds. You're going all in with a 2-7 offsuit when you should be waiting for like pocket aces.
Yes. I love the poker references.
For all the poker players. Everyone else, you're going to be like, what the hell does that mean?
I love the poker references. Yeah, guys, and especially GME. You know, the options on GME are expensive. They're very, very, very volatile, and people can get really, really hurt if you don't understand what you're doing with options. You can also make a shit ton of money too. You know, the risk reward is extremely high on the options because of the volatility for GameStop, but also for AMC. And my advice is just to make sure that you guys have a real understanding of how options trade, because they are very different from individual stocks. So make sure that you guys get educated enough. Make sure you go through the option courses that are available on the platform. Make sure that you understand what you're actually buying and how the price is going to fluctuate before you put real money at risk.
100%. I'm excited to see how this plays out, though. Should be wild.
Yeah, man, just a massive volume day in GameStop today. Massive. You know, this is the biggest volume day that we've had in GameStop since March.
Yeah, that's nuts. Out of my own, I guess, morbid curiosity here, how many people in chat are like actually from the Moon Gang, and you just need so much AMC GME content that you stop by this stream as well? Let me know in the chat too. I don't know, apes or diamond hands or something like that. I know Mike always likes to go with the number one, but we'll spice it up a bit. I'm curious how much like cross-pollination there is between Moon Gang and TTG.
It's not Mike. I gotta switch it up.
You started the ones thing. Mike just
How about this? If this is your first time on a True Trading Group live stream, or you are coming from Matt's channel, if you're not a member of True Trading Group, go ahead, type the number one in chat real quick.
Back to the number one.
Back to the number one. He wanted to spice it up there a little bit.
I like
Could have maybe had them put like a picture of a duck. Yeah.
You're asking a bit much there.
Look at all these number ones: Nicole, Robert, David, Craig, James, Joshua O'Brien, Budman, Peter White, Kristen, Adam, Claudia LaQuinn. Beautiful.
Sweet. That's awesome. It
Eric,
makes me happy to
Eric
see people like
Peters,
taking their whole trading career like to the next level of seriousness.
Elizabeth says, I joined True Trading Group because of the Moon Gang. We
They
got
need to
Tucker
give you
Tom.
more sangria, Matt.
Match Channel led me to True Trading Group. We got Daniel. We got Keith. That's great, guys.
Keith Larson.
Nico.
Keith.
Chris Hurst. That's really
What
great.
did you say?
Great, guys.
How do I-
Excellent. Yeah,
Oh,
we
how do
could.
I-
somebody just said something stupid in chat. Whatever. I don't even need to read it. It's fine.
No, that never happens.
Yo, let me.
I
tell
got
you
a.
something.
I know I hit a new level of fame today when I got exposed. Someone screenshot that I make super chats. Like, we have proof that Matt makes super chats, and I was caught off guard.
How do you think
dare
he buys those shirts?
Yeah.
How dare you?
You think these duck shirts are cheap? Actually, I got
True
this one
Trading
for
Group
free.
still owes Matt like 15 grand that I got to send him over today. So it's definitely not from us. He's got to get those shirts.
It's all in. I exclusively deal in the currency of duck shirts. It's all
Right.
such a
From
pain in the
Super
ass.
Chat. You guys need to go attach yourself to some sort of meme or fad, and then you too can have super chats. Don't hate it.
Welcome to our TED Talk,
Right. This is our TED Talk.
our social media TED Talk.
These people are so wild, bro.
Exposed. They found my LinkedIn and they're like, look, we found his interests from 2015 when he was in college. The hell's wrong with this kid? As I'm like, my interests were recruiters. They're like, why? Why does he like recruiters? And they also kept putting quotes in my name, like Matt Kors, as if it's not my real name. And I was like, are they just arguing that my name is Matthew? Like, they're like, if that is his real name, Matt Kors.
Yeah, but honestly, you're nobody until somebody makes a good conspiracy theory up about you.
Yeah.
You know,
a
so
good point.
congratulations, like you've made it. You know what I mean?
This is it. I'm right up there with Brad Pitt, George Clooney, just Matt. We're all titans of entertainment.
Somebody goes, this is a good comment. Someone goes, I'm an intern at Citadel. They force me to watch Matt every day. Please send help.
I always feel bad for the intern who has to watch me.
That's so good.
Yeah, but isn't that a little insulting that they only give an intern?
I mean, I hope he's gotten a raise at this point.
It's worse. It's just for college credits.
Yeah, he's not even getting paid.
You would think it would be Ken himself at this point, just sitting there, like, you know.
He's too busy buying the Chelsea soccer team. He doesn't have time to watch me anymore.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You call me on my cell phone.
Does anybody have any questions, folks, for Matt or myself? You guys have any questions, whether it's AMC GME or if it's something else? If you guys have any questions, we are here. Fire away.
Yep. So I see questions about ALLG. We're going to get into that in a sec, but I just wanted you guys to get some questions in. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into ALLG and what's going to be going on tomorrow. So here's a question. Somebody asked, put it on the screen. One sec. Sorry. All right. Where are we at? I just saw it. Here it is. Matt, how do GME leaps sound to you? Or not just Matt, but sound to you guys?
So for me, they've actually been improving because when you're talking about leaps, you're talking about a far dated expiration. And of course, there's a scale to this. You're taking on more risk the farther out of the money you go, and the closer to at the money, okay, you're lessening your risk. But I really do feel like GameStop is turning things around by getting out of the world of brick and mortar and getting more into the world of e-commerce. So generically, I like that as a concept. It's just more of like, now I would ask you, okay, like what's your strike and what's the actual date of your leap?
Yeah, I think, if you're going to trade, if you're going to buy leaps, I tell people that it's a good idea to buy leaps if you actually do intend on exercising the option. You know, a lot of people ask me if I do leaps, for like my long-term portfolio stuff. I personally don't. When I put something in a long-term portfolio, I just go ahead and I just buy shares of the stocks that I like. But I'm also just assuming that your question is more of like a long-term portfolio type of hold. I don't know if you're talking about this for like an individual trade, but if you're talking about like, hey, should I do this for a long-term portfolio type of thing? Like if you believe that GameStop in the next 1, 2, 3 years is going to be something that you believe in, and you think that the stock can be significantly higher than where it is today if they're able to successfully move into that more digital world and NFTs and everything else that Matt was talking about, and that Ryan Cohen is hopeful that can turn the company into, then yeah, going through a leaps could be a good idea, but make sure you have the capital to actually exercise the option. It's like if GameStop, let's say if you buy a $250 strike or a $200 strike leap, and the stock is at $450, you don't want that option just to start to expire as you get closer into your expiration. I would want to stay in that rather than you exiting the trade. I'd want to exercise the option and buy shares at 200 if it's at 450. So it really just depends on what your outlook is. If you want to put this for a long-term investment, or if you're doing it for like an active trade.
That's a good point.
Questions. Keep them coming, folks.
This is from Habibi Sauce.
I love it. TTG member.
Yes. Any idea how to capitalize on the wheat and grain traded might come to fruition with the European supply constraint?
You can be in the trade that I'm in right now, which is long CF. So your fertilizer names is one way for you to capitalize on like the food shortage and what's going on from the agriculture, like the wheat and everything that we're talking about. Like that's what you're really talking about, like a food shortage, and it's going to cause the price of fertilizers and everything else to go up. I've been long CF, which is an agriculture company, hit all-time highs today of 104.89. We closed at 104 right now. I'm long this from just underneath $100. I bought it just a couple of days ago, but I think that there's a little bit more upside there. Mosaic is another one that's ticker symbol MOS. But the other way for you to trade it would actually be you trading the commodity of wheat itself. You could actually go and you can trade through CME. You can trade, commodities. If you have that capability with your broker, it's not something that you'll be able to trade if you just like open up an E-Trade account. Like, you can't just go and trade wheat future contracts. You're going to have to be set up to trade commodities. So it just depends on if your broker actually gives you that access and gives you that capability, but you could actually trade wheat contracts itself, and actually trade the price of wheat as it goes up and down, just like you would trade oil, just like you can trade gold, just like you can trade nickel, which is going nuts on the LME. Those are all different commodities that you can trade. You could trade wheat directly if your broker gives you the access to do so.
Did you see what the LME is doing with nickel right now? They're basically saying an entire trading day is null and void. They're looking at it. They are so obviously in the pocket of the people who are short. Like, now that day doesn't count. There's just void. Like, holy shit. It's the same type of like insanity of GME, except that one, like, it doesn't have the nostalgic value of a company that we all know. And it's also happening like over in Europe. So like, I feel like the distance is like making it so it's not getting as much news traction, but it's insane. They're like, nah, that just didn't happen.
Yeah.
So wild.
You know what it is too with the LME, and the CEO of CME was actually on CNBC today talking about this and just how much of a massive screw up this was by the people that run the London Metals Exchange. The problem is it's not just like the people that are short, it's the actual exchange themselves. The actual exchange themselves have to have a certain amount of capital and liquidity to transact and meet all the obligations of all of these futures contracts that are being traded through. And if they do not have specific like derivatives that have specific strike prices that are at these levels, and they don't have the capital, because if a move like that happens so quickly, like when a move happens over time, like you guys saw this with GameStop and AMC, when the margin requirements started to change, like in the middle of the move, when the volatility goes higher, margin requirements will change, like literally from hour to hour, from day to day, you can have margin change. And if something goes crazy, like nickel, when nickel went to actually $100,000, okay, it's something that the exchange did not have the risk like management to deal with that. CME does. And that's really what happened with the London Metals Exchange, where like they wouldn't even have, the margin requirements to meet some of the trades that went through. And it's like, and what happens is they have to go and they have to just like break up these trades, which creates a massive distrust on the side of the exchange itself. Your clients that trade on that exchange and different brokers and different market makers, it's a whole big issue that it creates with trust. It's not even just like, being in cahoots with someone that's short or anything like that. Although I don't know if that's taking place, it could have been, but there's also more to it from the exchange itself. Could have been in an issue where they couldn't fulfill certain capital requirements. And that's a major problem if something like that were to happen. And it did. And this thing, the nickel has halted limit down and limit up like 4 or 5 times in the last couple of days after being halted up at 100,000.
It's just nuts. Well, what's weird is, so the company who's on the hook for the short squeeze right now is some Chinese company. The owner of the LME is a Hong Kong exchange. And now, like, just like of the connection of all these, of like how business is done in China, it's like, well, duh, like, it's just nuts. It's just so absurd.
Do they need an office space in
Maybe.
Kowloon? No.
All right, so since Bobby D is going to continue to spam the chat 174 times,
You know what? Don't answer him, because you're only
not gonna
rewarding
answer the question.
ignorant behavior. Joe, can you kick him out, please? Oh, okay. Yeah. Just let it go.
Doesn't even ask a question. Just types AMD, 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 AMD 17 times.
Yeah, I mean, that's because if he does it enough times, that's how angels are born.
Fire away, folks. Ask your questions.
Here's one from Hamed Vali. What if I got profit on tech stocks? Is it time to sell, since you said they are going to come back again, and today they already started to pull back?
I mean,
Can I answer this one for a second?
Yeah, please.
Guys, if you are up and have profit on the table, right, and you see that something starts to pull back and you have profit, two-part question. Who can tell you when to take profit, and should you take profit off the table if you have it? Can you just sound off in chat with your best answer? Lakeisha says, take it. Take profit. Yes and yes. I like money. So this is what you would call a rhetorical question. If you have profit on the table, if you're up money on something, there's no harm in taking money off the table. Absolutely not. You can 100%, take profit. No one ever went broke taking profit. Okay? That's it. Sorry, Mike.
No, that's good. You're good.
I mean, look, I see it in chat every day. I know Matt deals with it. I pop into Matt's live streams every once in a while, and like, I could see the turn in him, like from like, this is amazing, let's sit here all day, 7 hours a day, to you guys say some pretty stupid shit on here. And Mike, I see that you deal with it too. I got a question. How do you guys deal with that? You guys come up, Matt on his channel, Mike in the chat room, you say the same things every single day in, day out, encouraging investors and traders. to follow their rules, trade their trades, take responsibility for their trades, stick to their plan. How do you guys deal with that over and over and over and over and over and over again every single day? That's what I want to know.
I'll take this one first, Matt, if you don't mind. I'll tell you from me, because there is certain things that really piss me off, and there's other things that I'll say a million times, and I'll say them a million more if I have to. For me, I deal with people asking questions, even if they're what may be the most basic, silliest of questions. I always say there's no such thing as a stupid question. And for me, I don't have any problem answering questions for people. That's why we do these Q&As on all these live streams, because I always look back at it like, who the hell am I? I didn't figure this stuff out by myself. I had a mentor when I was working at the hedge fund. I had met several mentors, not just my boss, who was the senior portfolio manager and also one of the partners at the fund, but there were also other senior traders that that were on the floor that I really learned from. And I asked a million questions, and I used to follow my boss. Like, when my boss would go to lunch, he used to go to this tofu spot, and I freaking hate tofu. If anybody knows, I hate tofu, but I would literally go to this tofu spot for lunch just so I can sit down with him for an hour and just grab his ear. It's like, oh, he's leaving for the day. He's getting in the elevator. He's going down to get his car. I'm rushing into the elevator to catch him on the way down, because I'll take the 2-minute elevator ride down to the bottom floor, if I can just grab his ear to ask him some questions. So asking questions is how you learn. And if I didn't have someone that was there to answer the questions that I had, I've been doing this for 17 years now, but I also had day 1, I had day 2, I had day 3. And if I didn't have people to answer my questions, I wouldn't be the trader that I am today. So I look at where I am today now in my life, and I realize that if I did not have this skill set, there's no way I would be as successful in life as I am currently today. I didn't get here by myself. I had many people that helped me along the way, and I recognize that, and I'm humble enough to admit that. So when somebody comes to me and has questions, I say, well, if I just brush this person off, how much of an asshole and a douche am I for doing that? Because my boss and the traders that I used to work with, they could have brushed me away and brushed me to the side. And I see the positive impact it had on my life. I think about the positive impact that education could provide to somebody else. And that's kind of how I will answer as many questions as I have to, a million times if I have to. What pisses me off is when I have people that don't listen and put in zero effort whatsoever with they come into chat and somebody will ask me a question and I say to them, well, did you go through this course? And they go, no.
And that, just to be clear, that's what I was talking about. Not will you answer the same question over and over again, because that's your job, right? As an educator and as a teacher and as, everything that you just said. I meant, how do you deal with it when you see the same people? So that you're explaining it now, but just to be clear, that's what I meant. Not how do you deal with the frustrations of answering the same question every day? But
yeah, that part is very frustrating, to be honest with you. And it really, really frustrates me, because it's so obvious that some people, and this is not everybody, obviously, this is a very small percentage of people that are actually inside of True Trading Group, but that just put in no effort whatsoever. It's like I tell people all the time, if you're new and you're not yet profitable and you join TTG, please, for heaven's sake, go through the courses. Please, their courses are not there just because I want to be able to say, hey, look at this how great this course is that I put together. The courses are there to help you, because a lot of the questions you have will be answered in the courses. So it's like when someone asks me a question and I'm like, well, did you go through this course? And they're like, no. Well, then why are you in an option trade on Tesla of all stocks if you've never gone through the options course? That is the stuff that drives me crazy. Just please put in some effort. That's all I ask, is just to put in a little bit of effort. And
I feel like people hear the word effort and automatically think, oh, with my kids, with my family, with my job, I have no time for effort. I think people immediately hear the word effort and get turned off, you know, thinking that it requires so much more than it actually does. But Matt, same question to you, man.
Yeah, I mean, without like regurgitating too much of that, I actually kind of like building off of that. Sometimes I don't mind it because it almost keeps me grounded, like in my own core rules of like every day when I'm reminding it to people. I don't know. You can almost take it for, like for yourself as your own individual trader. Like, okay, I literally just preached that. Like, make sure I'm executing upon that day over day. So for me, it's literally a daily reminder to keep myself accountable to the exact same thing that I'm telling other people they should keep themselves accountable to. So I think that, in a certain sense, like it's like the classic like teacher becoming the student, and it's just like you're kind of in it together. So I kind of like it from that perspective.
Yeah, I'll second that too. That actually, it's funny because, you know, knowing, you know, kind of being like, you know, head trader of True Trading Group, I know that there's, you know, I don't know, 9,500 traders that are, you know, looking to me for, you know, some advice or guidance or education or whatever it is. And it really does help me, like me knowing that keeps me, like you said, Matt, like grounded. It keeps me in check, you know, like it helps me not break my own rules, because like I struggle with the same mental stuff that everybody else struggles with. Like when you set rules for yourself as a trader and you're testing your discipline, I go through that too. And like, I sometimes think about breaking my own rules, but it's like, no, it's like knowing that I have like 9,500 members that are watching my every move and my every trade. It's like, it really keeps me like, oh no, shit, I can't do that because I tell everybody not to do that. And it helps. It does help me become a better trader as well. So I'll second that as well.
Yeah. You know, I just, you know, what I see is, you know, Mike, you and I are in the trenches, you know, day in, day out, right? I see you more than I see my own kids at the moment. And Matt, you know, you and I have become good friends, dude, and I know how hard you work, you know, and I see what the both of you put up with, and you guys know that I get a ton of shit too. But you guys are the faces of a lot of this stuff, right? So, you know, it just kind of, you know, just kind of like really just for a second kind of blows my mind. You know, just on the topic of personal responsibility for what people are doing in their own actions, right? So an example of this would be, you know, today, right? The professor, Mike, maybe give a little overview of who Jason Simmons is real quick.
Jason Simmons is one of the pro trader moderators inside of True Trading Group. And we call him the professor because he's just an amazing educator and he has the patience of a saint. He runs our morning Colada Club. He opens up the chat room at 7:30 a.m. Eastern every morning and goes through economic data, news, goes through the watch list, what's going on in the markets, what's going on in you know, the world, geopolitical, economical, whatever it is.
He's actually up at 5:30 in the morning to trade futures with STR. Then he goes on again at 7:30 and then does it all over again at 8:30.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
And he's in the middle right now also of doing the small account challenge, where Jason is proving to people that you do not need tens of thousands of dollars to make money. He took $1,000. He opened up a brand new Charles Schwab account, and he's going to grow that 1,000 up to 25K. And he's walking all of our members through that entire process and showing them how to do that.
Yep. So it's been about a month since he started the challenge, right? And people are like, "Oh, this is taking a long time." He's starting with $1,000, okay? And people are like, "Oh, this is taking a long time," you know, so on and so forth. But then today, he hits an amazing winner on IMPP, and then all of a sudden, everyone is like singing his praises, and you know, in there.
It's crazy. It's so
crazy. And it you sit back and you think to yourself, like, I don't know what you think, but it's wild to see that. And I've seen it happen with you in SPY trades. I've seen it happen to Matt publicly all the time. You know, today, Matt. No. Like, what was it, Matt? One of the examples today with Webull, right? You know, you went ahead and you promoted Webull for a short time, but then you figured out what was behind that and you stopped and you changed it, which is admirable because they were putting money in your pocket.
Yeah.
So you had every reason to be like, yo, I'm not going to affect my bottom line. You know, like you're not sitting on $5-10 million bucks, you know, like, you know, I mean, you could be, but I mean, I'm just saying, like,
I wish.
I'm just saying you had every reason to be like, no, any deal that I can get that puts money in my pocket, I'm going to do it. But you didn't. You changed.
Mm-hmm. I think with that, and it very is much applicable to trading. It's like all of a sudden the people who are going through the right process, at the end, they're going to finish the marathon. It's one thing to be hype here or there. Some people get lucky with trades. Some people do, let's say, too much hype on a certain stock, or they're promoting a bad thing. But at the end of the day, given enough time, a function of time, the truth comes to the surface. Quality traders come to the surface. The right thing, like time is going to be the ultimate, like, I guess, adjudicator in this circumstance and all of it, especially in the world of finance. Like, given enough time, the frauds are found out, the proper data sets are found out, the proper trading, I guess, methodology, it all is found out given enough time.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it just is what it is. You know, it's, you know, it's a, you know, True Trading Group and the business of super chats is a hell of a business. But sometimes it can get, you know, it can get pretty frustrating. And sometimes you take a look and you think, you know, the difference between True Trading Group and guys like Matt is that we are in this with you in the trenches, working with you, helping you, interacting with you on a daily basis at the sacrifice of our own, like, well-being sometimes. And, you know, you see all these other gurus and products out there. You know, for every one person like Matt, there's 2,000 other financial YouTubers that are completely full of crap. You know,
and they don't dress anywhere nearly as nice.
Right? Those shirts are amazing. For every platform like True Trading Group, there are 1,000 others that are hands off that literally exist to take your money. And it's just kind of wild because you sit back on certain days and you see some of the stuff that's going on, and you wouldn't be human if you didn't think to yourself for a second, oh, that's why they do that. You know, not that we would ever, but that's, you know, but that's what comes up. So I think that it is important to have realistic expectations. It is important to know when you have a good thing in front of you. And I don't mean signing up for True Trading Group. I just mean people that are actually not trying to fleece you.
Yeah.
Okay? You want to sign up for TTG? That's great. You don't? That's okay too. Come back tomorrow night, right? We have a hell of a conversion rate on this live stream. You'll sign up eventually if you keep coming back. Numbers don't lie. You want to. So the point of it all is that if you're just here for the first time, or this is your first time, your first time here, or you're not been here, just know that this is, what it is that we're doing, what it is that guys like Matt do. That's not the norm. Okay. And there's a lot of people on here that I know that can prove it. Mike, what was that question we used to ask people about other groups or something? I don't know if we have it anymore, but.
Yeah. It's like if you've been part of another group before.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet there's a ton of people on here that have been part of another group, paid a ton of money and got absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Look, I'm one of them. The guy in between you two. I'm active. You don't have to look that hard.
There, this one.
So, anyways, there's a reason that guys like Matt are successful. There's a reason that True Trading Group has gone from, 300 members to quickly approaching 10,000 in less than 3 years. So there's a reason for that. It isn't necessarily because of Matt's close, although that helps. And it's not because we spent millions and millions of dollars on marketing.
No, not at all.
It's because of these live streams. It's because of helping people. It's word of mouth. It's working with good people like Matt. And hopefully, if you guys want to go ahead and, have a way to do better for yourselves, then you found the right place.
Yeah. I tell people all the time too, like when it's, when you're talking about, and since we're on the topic of talking about like other groups and other services and stuff like that, a lot of places will bombard you day after day, day after day, day after day, to try to convince you to sign up, to do this, do that. And then as soon as you do, all of their communication with you comes to a complete halt. You no longer, you start getting communicated with from other people that are just trying to sell you another product. And that's all that they communicate with you about. They only communicate with you about, oh, okay, now buy this product, buy this product, buy this, buy this. They just upsell the ever living crap out of you once you join.
Yeah, let me tell you something. So I'm going to cut you off, but just to that point, right? Mm-hmm. I know it's not a stock related thing, but I went ahead and, I do a lot of market research as part of my job. I run True Trading Group, and I signed up for Grant Cardone's $97 entry product. I have received, I'm not exaggerating, 7 different upsell emails in less than 24 hours. It is, as a marketer, I'm like, this is the best funnel I've ever seen in my whole life. How did they do it? It's unreal the amount of upsell that has happened in 24 hours. So,
and how much communication have you had of useful information that could actually benefit you?
Each video has been 10 minutes, and they've all been introductions to get you to buy the next video.
It's cut actually, the filming, and they're like, you have to pay $1,000 more. They just stop it.
It is from a business, it's not right, but from a business standpoint, I've never seen a funnel like that. Bro, the only thing getting 10x is his bank account. That shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's nuts. So, anyways. So that's my little rant for today. There's a lot of that stuff going on today.
The only upsell in this group is the official certified duck shirt.
Yeah, and my OnlyFans.
And the OnlyFans.
Ben says, I only signed up for you guys because I vetted you, and having the Duck Boy seal of approval led me here. Getting word of mouth from me.
Nice.
Yes. All right, guys. So that's it. I'll leave it there.
Sweet.
All righty. Matt, thanks for taking the time today, dude.
Yep. Happy to hang out. Shout out to the TTG fam. I hope everyone crushes it, not only tomorrow, but for the remainder of the weekend. We'll talk again about next week if I want you to crush it then as well. But we'll save that for later. All right. Have a good one. Take care of your trading plan. Expect volatility. Have a good one, guys.
Yes, take it easy.
And then there was 2.
And then there were 2. I feel like it's how it always is with you and I.
It always just, you saw we both came back together like this too.
Yes.
After he left. Somebody goes, Matt is a flip-flopper. You mean he changed his mind?
A flip-flopper about what?
No, nothing. It's just so stupid. So stupid. People are allowed to change their mind. They're allowed to they're allowed to make a decision. They're allowed to do due diligence, and they're allowed to change their mind just as you are. You're allowed to do the same thing. And you know what? If you're part of a community that supports you, they will support you together as well. So even if you do change your mind or you go back and forth, they're going to be there to lift you up. They're not going to point a finger and tear you down.
Yeah.
Who are you? Who are you guys? Shit is crazy, man. Anyways.
Anywho's. All right, folks. Well, let's see. Other questions that people have for me before we break into some other stuff here. I could talk about ALLG. A lot of people are asking about ALLG.
Yeah. So guys, if you haven't noticed yet, we're stalling on doing the sales pitch tonight. So for those that have been here for a little while, you know that every night we do a sales pitch because we use this live stream to sell memberships. I don't know, and Mike does not know, we're going back and forth of whether or not we want to offer a membership tonight. We're thinking about reworking some things, and we're thinking about potentially not offering one tonight and just doing a trial. So we'll let you guys know. All right, Mike, go ahead.
Yeah. So that's we'll get into that in just a moment, folks. But yeah, we may not offer a membership here tonight. All right. I will, but you guys can maybe do a trial. Okay. If you guys are interested, you can do a trial membership. Okay. ALLG. Let me talk about this one.
Yo, one second. Cam Levesque says, I would join tonight, but I have to prove to the top his wife I can be profitable, so I signed up for TTG3. I'm going to refund your $3. Signing up for the trial to see if you could be profitable in a 7-day period is backwards thinking. So I'm going to refund your $3 so that way you don't have to disappoint yourself or anyone else. Because even if you made a bunch of money in the trial, how do you know you didn't get lucky?
Yeah.
How do you know that had anything to do with us?
Yeah. Guys,
seriously, I'm asking seriously. I love that you make money and you want to sign up in a trial. But how do you know that had anything to do with us?
You can make money for a week and then lose the rest of the year. Or you can lose for a week and then make money the rest of the year. You know, trading is not something that's going to be a get rich quick, guys. Like I don't, you know, there's not a single other skill on this entire planet that any of you think you're going to excel at in 7 days when you're learning for the first time. None. Zero. There's not one skill that any of you would try for the first time and think that just, you know what, just give me 7 days and I'm going to become a professional. Not one skill. But yet, and I'm not picking on Cam, I'm not picking on you. Just saying people in general. There's a lot of people out there that think that trading is just this. I just need to find someone that can predict the future. I need to find a fortune teller. I have to find a psychic. It's not what trading is. And that's why True Trading Group has a year membership when you guys do become parts of the TTG family. It's not something that, you know, when you sign up for the trial, the goal of the 7-day trial should not be to make enough money to join the membership. The goal of the trial is for you to experience what it is like being part of the TTG community. Experience how we operate in chat during the day, how the moderators communicate with you during the day, how the members are helping each other throughout the day, how we talk about trade ideas, how we talk about trades, how we comment on the overall markets and what are the factors that are causing movements and fluctuations in market pricing. Going through the member dashboard, seeing the tools and resources that are at your disposal as a member. That is the point of the trial. It is not to say, okay, if you guys charge, you know, $1,200 for a membership, let me sign up. And if I can make $1,200 in 7 days, then I'll join. Like, okay, that True Trading Group's not for you if that's your thought process. You're never going to be successful in the market with that thought process. Never. Not in True Trading Group, not in any other service group or program that's out there. You will never be successful because there's not someone out there that can predict the future. Being a good trader is not about predicting the future. Being a good trader is about identifying high probability patterns and setups and putting yourself on the right side of that probability over and over and over again with strong, solid risk management and discipline. And that is what we'll teach you as a member of True Trading Group. But I'm not going to teach you how to predict the future. I know we joke around a lot. Sometimes people say on these live streams, like, oh, Mike, you got a crystal ball, because we show you these video clips, right? Like yesterday, we had a home run trade on PANW. Congratulations, my TC fam, a 200% gain in 2 days on call options on PANW, as that stock has broken out to a new all-time high today. So literally in just 2 days, a 200% gain on call options. Congrats, my TC fam. On Monday, on our live stream, I said to you, hey guys, I'm long PANW. I think the stock breaks out. I think we go to 620. Well, what happened? Today, we went to $619.74 today, 2 days later. All right. So what we do is, we come on, I'll play the video clip for you from 2 days ago. We did this yesterday. And to show you that I said, hey, I'm long the stock. I think it's going to go to 620. Well, we went to 620 today. Okay. It was a 200% gain on the options for the members that followed along on that trade. It was a monster. Congratulations. And I'm actually still holding a piece because I think over the next couple of weeks, the stock may even go a little bit higher. So I am still long some of that position. But that's not because I was able to predict the future. Right? Like, yes, I was correct, but I was correct in looking at a particular setup and saying the probability of this stock moving higher from here is substantially greater than the price moving lower based on these factors. I didn't know for sure that the stock was going to go to 620. If I knew with 100% certainty, I would have liquidated all of my assets and I would have took my entire net worth and I would have put it into PANW if I knew for certain the stock was going to go to 620. I didn't know for certain. I had a pretty good inclination that the stock was going to go to 620 based on my 17 years of experience and looking at a particular setup and saying, I've seen this before. And 75% of the time, the stock's gone up. So let's get long. That's what trading is about. And I'll teach you guys how to do that and how to look at those setups and how to determine what the probability is of a stock moving higher or lower. But you have to be willing to actually learn that skill. You're not going to join TTG and go through our trial membership and within 7 days just all of a sudden become a masterful, profitable trader. It takes a little bit of effort on your part. And I don't need 40 hours a week. Okay. I don't need you to put the amount of time towards this as you do your full-time job. Just give me a couple, give me a handful of hours a week. And I think that's enough for you to become successful and for you to reach goals that you never thought that you possibly could reach when you actually start to become consistently profitable in the markets.
Yeah. So you want to hear an interesting factoid?
Sure.
All right. Check this out. Right? Do you know the average amount of time that somebody's been a member? Oh, no, that doesn't matter. Let's go to what percentage of people have made their money back, at least. The question was, have you made your TTG membership back at least one time during your membership? Mm-hmm. Would you care to guess?
How many people have?
Or just a percentage?
72.
It is actually 70.71%.
That was pretty damn close. Wow. I was 1% off. That's amazing.
Now, do you want to know out of those people, okay? Do you want to know how many of them are TTG certified that have gone through the courses versus not?
Oh, God. I would say the vast majority of people that have made it back are certified.
Let's see. Watch this. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Yeah.
89.37%.
Wow. Wow.
Out of the yeses that were there.
Out of the yeses. So of the people that
Out of
made
the
their money,
70%. Out of the 70%.
right? So out of the 71% that made their money back, 89% of them completed the courses. That's amazing.
It's probably not a coincidence.
That's not a coincidence.
Now, you want to hear an even more interesting fact.
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
You're going to love this one.
Oh, is this who did not make their money back and who's not certified? Is that what this is?
Well, it would just be the balance.
Oh, okay.
Here's a good one. Out of all of those people, right? Let's take off certified, not certified, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
What percentage do you think feel that TTG is helping them become a better trader?
In the 90s.
No.
Okay, what?
88.06.
Oh, it was close.
Very close. 88.06. And to be fair, 2.37% said no. And then the other remaining percentage of like 9.57% said, I just joined, it's too soon to tell.
And you know what, man? That's dead right on with our refund rate of around 2%.
Yeah, all the numbers line up.
Yeah.
Now, you want to know how many people said, is TTG worth the money?
That's in the 90s.
Nope.
Damn it. What is it?
83.60% said that it's worth the money they paid. Hang on. 2.27% said no. And then 11.75% said just joined too soon.
Okay.
And then 2% said trial, yes, it's worth the $3.
Well, if you take the same percentage of yeses to nos, right? So
Yeah, I'm just giving you the numbers.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, the people that said it's too soon, I just joined, I don't know yet. If you take the percentage of how many people are saying no, it's not worth it, then and you add that to the no, and you add the other yeses to the yeses, it actually would go up into the 90s if the numbers stay the same.
And that's fine, but I'm just giving you the numbers.
Yeah, those are the facts. Those are the
Would you
numbers.
like to know how many work full-time jobs?
That's probably 82%.
56.30%.
56%, that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I would have thought a lot more people. Well, we have a lot of full-time traders, a lot of people that.
That's what I was getting at.
We have a lot of people that became full-time traders.
Bro, so this survey we do this survey once a year, right? We do the survey once a year. So in 2021, the number for full-time jobs was in like the high 60s, low 70s in percentages. It's come down a bit, but interesting factoid, 12.54% as opposed to 6.54% in 2021 are now full-time traders.
Excellent. That's fantastic.
And then 11.37% are part-timers, and then you have some that are unemployed and retired. So let's see. I'll give you one more, and then we'll call it.
Those are fantastic stats.
You know what? I'm really happy with these stats so far. We're going to let this run a little bit more so that we get more people in here, but we're already at quorum, which means that it's not going to change much, maybe 1% here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to leave it open for a little while longer. We'll share the link with members in chat tomorrow. Again, we've sent it via email and text and whatever. But yeah, I'm really happy with this because last year the numbers were, I think, very, very high, in our favor. And we have more than doubled our, we've tripled our membership numbers.
Right.
And So I always knew that those members, the membership numbers were going to come down, because because in 20, just if we're being transparent, in 2021, beginning of 2021, end of 2020, it was always like, well, 80% of all people that sign up make their money back, right? And like, that's cool when you have 1,500 or 2,000 members,
Right.
but that's not going to be the case at 9,500 members.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So seeing it kind of come down to like what our normal is and having it not be, still be so far above what it should be is really a testament to what it is that we're doing.
Yeah. Guys, it really does work. This isn't, I'm not giving you guys like a special secret or some bullshit gimmick. I mean, the education that you're going to learn in True Trading Group is it's a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned when I worked at the fund in New York. It's the level of education that if you were to get hired at a fund tomorrow and you were going to go work on Wall Street, that's the type of education, the type of information that you are going to be taught before you start trading with their guys. It was my first job out of college. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like, I had been trading for like 2 years or so prior to that, but like just messing around. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I had a Charles Schwab account. I had an Interactive Brokers account. I was just messing around. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was taught and trained when I got hired at my job. Just like all of you get trained when you get hired at a job, I was trained. And, the point here is that, like, you shouldn't have to get hired at a professional firm on Wall Street in order to be able to figure this stuff out. It doesn't need to be that way. You need to work at a hedge fund to figure this stuff out and to learn. But the reality of it is that the majority of the people that are on this live stream right now, you're smart people. If you're taught something the right way, you could absorb it, you could understand it, and you could implement it. Whether it's teaching you about trading stocks or if it's teaching you how to change an alternator on a car, or if it's teaching you how to administer a shot, or if it's teaching you how to, put out a fire. Like, if someone teaches you how to lay cement, you can do it. If someone just shows you how to do it. And I think this
would be considerably less difficult, right? The hardest part about training is going to be controlling your emotions. Nothing that we show you in those courses is going to be like MIT level rocket scientist stuff.
100%.
Nothing that we're going to show you is going to be so far advanced that you're going to look at it and be like, oh my God, my little brain can't handle it. Yeah. What you guys are going to have to work on, and this is where community comes into play, and this is where trader psychology comes into play, is controlling your emotions. Because winning money, losing money, all of these things trigger greed, fear, anxiety, impulse, all of it. There's nothing crazy complicated about understanding what a head and shoulders is. Yeah. If you know the basic outline of the human body, you can identify that shit on a chart. Like, let's get real. Stop overthinking it.
Yeah. Listen, money is emotional, right? That's why trading is so difficult, because money is emotional. And it brings your strongest emotions as a human right to the forefront. And that's greed and fear. And they are extremely powerful emotions that will test you and are usually the reason why people fail. Not understanding a chart is usually not the reasons why people fail. It's because they lose the battle amongst themselves between their emotions and the psychological aspect of trading. 80% of trading is mental. Many of you, when I teach you about a chart, many of you will understand what I'm showing you on a chart. It's up here. And I always say to people all the time, and we had Penny on as a guest yesterday, a fantastic guest that was on here with us yesterday. And she said it perfectly. It's the mental side, it's the psychological side, it's the emotional side that is going to test you, and you're going to find things out about yourself that you never even knew about your emotions. And if you're a greedy person, and if you're fearful of certain things, if you're scared to lose money, and all these different factors that are going to cause you to make emotional decisions. When you make emotional decisions trading, you make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, you lose money. We're going to teach you in True Trading Group to make analytical decisions, not emotional decisions. Decisions based on, a chart, not based on what you feel inside of your stomach, because what you feel inside your stomach when it comes to the stock market, when it comes to money, is usually wrong. And going through this education and this platform, and also giving you access to the tools and resources, it works. You're seeing what you heard, those numbers that Adam gave you. I'll prove it. I'll prove to you that it works. Guys, if you're a member of True Trading Group, real quick, and now I'm talking to members specifically. If you're a member of True Trading Group and you're making money, I want you to go ahead right now and type the $ in chat right now. Type the $ if you are making money because of True Trading Group. Now, anyone that's not a member, I would just tell you to just count how many $ come through on this side of the screen. Because these $ are members that are telling you, okay, these are people that are telling you that they're making money, that it's working for them, that they're having success with our platform. There's no difference between these people and you. They found True Trading Group the same way that you did, and that's one of these live streams. We don't advertise all over the place. We don't spend millions of dollars on advertising. Okay, they found True Trading Group probably on one of these live streams, just like you did, and now they're telling you that they're making money. They have all these same excuses that you have. They have full-time jobs. They got small accounts. They lost money before in the markets. They don't know what they're doing, but yet here they are telling you that now they're making money.
Yeah, and not to pick on Cam, right? Because I'm not, right? We had a guy that used to come on these streams called Dave Norby, whom, if you're out there, bud, you're always welcome. But Cam says, True Trading Group, I'm working with my wife to give me this tiny amount of money so I can gain much more. Believe me, I've looked at multiple other programs, but yours is actually affordable. Yeah, it is. We do that on purpose. So,
yeah, I don't want this to be, we try very, very hard, Adam and I, to keep the TG platform affordable for people, because I don't want someone to look at this and say, oh, okay, you know what? Because this information is something you can carry with you for the rest of your life. It's like riding a bike, and it's something that can help you reach financial goals, and can help you, can help your family, for generations to come, by making the right, decisions when it comes to the stock market. Now that can help for many, 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 many years to come. And I don't want somebody to feel like this is out of reach for them. There's some programs out there that are $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000. Like, come on, really? Like, what average person is going to drop $7,000 for an educational platform? It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be that expensive. You shouldn't have to spend 10 grand. You shouldn't have to get hired at a hedge fund in order to get information that they should teach you in college and high school, instead of teaching you about equilateral triangles. But
the code word for tonight is responsibility.
I like that. That's a really good code word for tonight.
Responsibility.
So, folks, a code word for tonight. Okay, the code word for tonight is responsibility. If you're not a member of True Trading Group, don't worry about it. Okay, this is for TTG members. We do a lot of fun giveaways with members. We give away cash, cars, electronics, all this other stuff. This is one of those giveaways. Okay, so this is for members specific. If you're not a member, don't worry about this code word. Guys, how many of you that are still on the live stream are not a member of True Trading Group? Type the letters TTG if you're not a member of True Trading Group and you're still on the live stream. If you're not a member, type TTG.
All right, so I got Nick. We got Gary Peters. Don't be shy. We got Sarunas S. We got Nick again. We got so three people. No, there's got to be more. Dan Nymical.
I love Florida. Someone says Florida's making it mandatory to get financial literacy classes before graduating high school. It should be.
He did just sign up 5 minutes ago, so welcome, Keith. He was a trial member.
Welcome, Keith. Everybody, welcome Keith to the TTG fam.
Zaymaya. All right, so here's what we're going to do tonight. Tonight we're going to do things a little bit different, okay? Tonight we're going to do things a little bit different, all right? Here's what we're going to do. I want everyone to listen, pay attention. We're going to do things a little bit different, okay? If you are interested in True Trading Group, do not sign up tonight. We're not giving out any special offers this evening. There are no laptops, none of that right this second. All right. What I'd like you to do, if you have an interest in True Trading Group, okay, is go to ttg3.com. All right. Go to ttg3.com and sign up for the 7-day trial. Okay? Joe, pull it up when you can. Joe? All right. So it's on the screen right now. All right. So real quick, I'll go over with what you get with your trial. All right, is as follows. First of all, I want you to understand it's a $3 trial. It's one-time payment. You are never charged again. We don't do anything with your credit card. It's all done through Stripe. We're 100% legit business. Go on Trustpilot. There's almost 1,500 reviews. We are a 5-star rated business. Okay? We don't need your $3. We're charging you $3 so that you don't come in our home essentially with thousands of other members and just crap all over it. And if you do, we know who you are. It's that simple. This isn't Reddit. This isn't Discord.
Right.
Okay? You're not going to come in here and ruin what it is that we're building with some sort of and if you try, we're going to know who you are. That's why we charge the $3. So it's $3. A one-time payment of $3. You will never be charged again. All right? After your membership expires, it just expires. Nothing else happens. All right? With your membership, your trial membership, you get 1 week access to our trading chat room. Okay? You get all the alerts. You get our Mike, what win rate are you guys sporting right now in chat?
We're just about a 80% win rate.
Okay. You get access to 3 introductory courses. These introductory courses are really great for beginners. What is the best day to start the trial? Right now, Nick. Sign up tonight. Tonight is Wednesday. Your trial will be good to the following Wednesday. Weekends and holidays do not count.
Well, no, and Nick, just to clarify, Nick, I think you misunderstood. And Nick says, what's the best day to get the 3-day trial? It's not 3 days, Nick. It's a full week. It just costs $3.
$3. It's a 7-day trial.
It's a 7-day trial, guys. It costs $3. Like I said, we just charge $3 to make sure that we maintain the integrity of our chat room, so that if you come into our chat room and just start, spamming and spewing nonsense inside of our chat, we know you're a real person. We know who you are because you signed up. You paid the $3 to get access to the chat room. So that's the only reason why we charge $3. There's no automatic upgrade after your trial. There's no recurring payment. If you do not want to join, you will just never be charged again, and your trial will just expire.
It's that simple. You're going to get access to the Benzinga Pro live streaming newsfeed and Squawk. It's worth $1,400 if you were to buy this. You get full access to it for the entire week. Okay? You get access to our Joe, go back real quick. Scroll down a bit. You get access to our Trade Ideas real-time scanner. You get access to our stock profiles tool and analyst ratings. You get access to 3 sample courses. These are courses that are very beginner, but they are set up so that you can get an understanding of how our entire curriculum works. Okay? And just to give you guys a little bit of an example of how that all works, as far as what our full curriculum is, I'll find it in a second. Anyways, I'll find it in a second. Scroll down a bit, Joe. All right. And as a trial member, you also get access to our mobile app. All right. Mike, if you want to explain the mobile app for a second.
Hey guys, the mobile app is really, really important, especially for those that work a full-time job or you can't be in front of your computer all day long, because the mobile app will let you still be connected to our chat room, see the screen share, listen to the audio analysis, but also get real-time push notifications whenever one of our moderators buys or sells a stock or option. And you'll get it in real time. So that's how so many of our members with full-time jobs are able to follow along with what we're doing in chat during the day.
So as simple as the trial courses are, what I'm going to show you real quick, and then we're gonna sign off here, is, and I'll share this with the trial members, but this is actually a full list. We're going to turn this into an infographic, but this is a full list of our entire syllabus for 2022. Right? So you have TTG 101, you have our foundations curriculum. Each curriculum has courses, each course has chapters, every chapter has lessons. Everything is in text and video format to help you learn and to help you succeed. So you can see that this is pretty in-depth and covers literally everything. And as a trial member, you'll get access to all of what you would get as a full member for the syllabus, so you guys can see what it is you would get as a full member. Okay? So, I say that because the introductory courses are to show you how we are set up and to give you an introduction into trading. It's not meant to be this college level, course that's supposed to, rock your world. It's a sample. All right. So again, ttg3.com. That's ttgthree.com. All right. Sign up for the trial. We are effectively going to put a pause on annual memberships for tonight.
Yeah. Guys, get your butts in chat with us tomorrow. It's been a pretty wild start to 2022. Now you got AMC and GameStop back in play here. Pull back in the markets today. I mean, oil stocks at all-time highs, agriculture stocks at all-time highs. I mean, you have a lot of stuff going on. Just join the trial, get your butts in chat with us, experience what it's like being part of the TTG family, and then see if True Trading Group is right for you. That's ttgthree.com.
Yep. And just so everyone's clear, Mike and I will be announcing what those changes are. So tonight at 8 p.m., I am going to be in the STR lounge for all of our STR members, and I'm going to be covering what those changes are to the membership and to True Trading Group. And then tomorrow on the live stream, we will also go over changes to True Trading Group as well.
Yeah.
So, but for right now, and maybe for for a little bit, the annual membership, we're going to pause that for a second. All right. Obviously not forever, maybe a day or two. We just want to get our stuff in a row, so that way we don't need to, double back on anything. But I highly suggest, if you haven't done so and you're on here and you're interested, sign up for the trial, join us tomorrow. It's $3. All right. It'll be the best $3 you've ever spent. And if you do decide to become an annual member, you may just get seriously rewarded for it.
Hey, yo.
All right. So that's it. All right.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us tonight. Get your butts in chat. Join that trial. Best $3 you guys have ever spent. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Smash that like button. Get your butts in chat. I'll see you guys in there tomorrow morning. Have a great night, everybody.